Afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Thank you so much for being here tonight. Today is Wednesday, February the 25th, and this is the Suicide Prevention Committee meeting. Welcome. I'd like to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Let us stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Let us go ahead and do a moment of silence before we sit down, and I'll do my reflection. Heavenly Father, thank you, Lord, for bringing us together as your family. Thank you for giving us the energy, the peace, and the wisdom to do the right thing. Bless us with your presence so that everyone around the table can receive your blessings. Walk with us throughout the day until we get home safe and sound. In your name I pray, Jesus Christ. Amen. Amen. Thank you. Let's go ahead and do a roll call, please, Angie.
Dr. Teresa San,
Present.
Martín Reveles, Yvette Ortiz, present. Miguel Rangel,
Present.
Armando Duarte,
Present.
Earl Medina,
Present.
Gabriel Martinez, Sergio Moreno,
Present.
Marina Medina.
And we do have a quorum, so thank you so much. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes. And I would like to go ahead and table this until the next meeting when we have a full set finalized. So can I get a motion to table the
I
minutes?
motion that we table this. Second by Sergio Moreno.
Mr. Rangel motion and Mr. Moreno seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Any public comments, Angie?
No public.
Thank you. The next item is communications, and we have Suicide Prevention Committee membership. We'd like to go ahead and announce that all the positions have been filled. We had some vacancies, and thanks to the work of Earl, Angie, Marina, and many others, all the seats have been filled, and I want to welcome Yvette Ortiz, the most recent member of the committee. Yvette, welcome. And so the only thing we have pending for her is to be sworn in accordingly. So thank you everyone for your service. The next item is the City of Laredo Police Department report. Charlie.
Good evening, for the record, Sergeant Heriberto Alvarez. And this month's report, as you can see, reflects from, it's gonna be January 28th to February 24th. My apologies on the typo. And this year so far, we had attempted suicide calls 12, attempted suicide reports 17, suicides resulting in death 4, emergency detention reports 106, and emergency detention calls 110. For this month, we had attempted suicide calls, we had 5, attempted suicide reports 4, suicide deceased persons 2, emergency detention calls 57, and emergency detention reports 50. I'm gonna go ahead, we did have 2, and I'm gonna give a little background on the first 2 calls that we had 2 deaths this month. So the first one was, I'm pretty sure you all heard the news, read the news, and this was on February 5th, February 5th. So I'm going to read the major incident report as per the supervisors that responded to the scene. On said date, LPD officers responded to the said address for a possible deadly conduct. Female caller, who identified herself as Border Patrol agent, initially reported noticing a gray in color Chevy Malibu parked at the Academy Sporting Goods store with an apparent bullet hole to the rear driver's side window. She later properly identified herself as, I'm just gonna keep the name out of the agent, I'm not gonna mention her name, and reported locating a deceased male in the driver's seat of the vehicle. Responding units along with Sergeant Requena arrived on scene and confirmed that there was a deceased male with a possible gunshot wound to the right side of his head. Preliminary observation indicated that the unidentified male had shot himself in the head, causing the bullet to exit out the rear driver's side window. Sergeant Requena also reported noticing a black in color handgun laying on the center console. Sergeant Luis Mata, along with investigator Alberto Alemán, later arrived on the scene and assumed control of the investigation. The name of the victim will remain unnamed. He was a 23-year-old. You can move to the next slide. It was a suicide, 23-year-old male by shooting, and we did a little bit further investigation. We found out that after speaking to his next of kin, that I think he was homeless, but he had just been kicked out of his residence. It was after a domestic disturbance call. So that's the information that we have. On the next one, February 7th, 2026, suicide. It was a 17-year-old female by hanging, and I have the report on that one as well, which I want to share with you all. This is a little bit longer. Please bear with me. On Saturday, February 7, 2026, at approximately 4:23 p.m., the Laredo Police Department Emergency Communications Centers received a call for service at the 3400 block of Convent. The caller reported that her daughter had hung herself. The Laredo Police Department officers arrived on scene along with Laredo Fire Department RQ. The Laredo Fire Department paramedics advised the female had expired. The decedent was properly identified as blank, and she was a senior at Martin High School. Laredo Police Department Sergeant Jorge Martinez arrived on scene and requested forensic identification services, crimes against persons, and Webb County Medical Examiner's Office. FIS technician Ricardo Tangoma Jr. arrived on scene and began documenting the scene. Capers detectives Christopher Morales and Sergeant Marco Vela also arrived on scene to begin their investigation. Upon entering the room, they located the decedent lying on her back with a white sheet covering her face. The decedent had ligature markings on her neck, indicative of a hanging. There was an extension cord tied to a ceiling fan in the bedroom. On the bed, there was a pair of scissors, and the other half of the electrical cord was located on the floor. Measurements of the area were then taken. The decedent's cellular phone was also located on the nightstand. They then interviewed the caller, who identified herself as blank. Mrs. So-and-so stated that her daughter had woken up early in the morning to babysit her nephew while the family was having a garage sale. Around 12 p.m., Mrs. Blank asked Blank to wash the dishes. Blank became upset and locked herself in her room. After 4 p.m., Mrs. Blank attempted to enter decedent's room and noticed the door was locked. She retrieved a key, unlocked the door, and found her hanging from the ceiling fan. Mrs. Blank grabbed a pair of scissors and cut the cord. Blank was placed on the floor and CPR was administered. Mrs. Blank was then advised to call 911. Mrs. Salazar stated her daughter had been diagnosed with anxiety, bipolar disorder, and depression. She could not recall the name of her daughter's doctor. Mrs. Blank also stated that Blank, victim, would not take her prescribed medication. Mrs. Blank stated that victim had never expressed suicidal thoughts to her. They then spoke with Blank's younger sister of the decedent. Mrs. Blank stated that her sister was bullied at school and was called fat. Mrs. Blank stated that victim never reported bullying to any school officials. Mrs. Blank also stated that victim had posted a TikTok video the night prior. In the video, victim stated that she was depressed and did not want to live. Webb County Medical Death Investigator Carolina Lomain arrived on scene and pronounced the time of death at 6:26 p.m. An examination of the body was conducted and there were no signs of foul play. The decedent's body was recovered for an autopsy to be conducted at a later time. Once the station, they reviewed Blank's cellular phone and read text messages that she had sent on April 6, 2026 at 7:47 p.m. She texted unknown person, "I found out I'm preggo." In her camera roll, there was a photograph timestamped and dated at 2/6/2026 at 7:08 p.m. The photo depicted a pregnancy test with a positive result. The case remains open pending forensic examination of the cellular phone. I do ask, the information that I provide, if we can just keep it within this audience. The case is still, they're still under investigation, so once the investigation is cleared, all that can be open to the public. Very sad in this case, that there were signs of bullying, signs that we wish that she could have come out and stated that she was a victim of, and that is why it's sad. It is a very sad incident. That same day, I believe, I called Dr. Basan. We tried to arrange something, but the school district, the school wanted to handle it in-house, and we respected their wishes. So that is basically all I have on that suicide. Moving forward with the next attempted suicides on 2/19/2026, attempted suicide, 18-year-old female by overdose. On 2/20/2026, attempted suicide, 14-year-old female by cutting and overdose. And on 2/21/2026, attempted suicide, 29-year-old male by cutting. This was the information that we have on the suicide by the Academy parking lot. This is the one of the female. This is the attempted suicide on Thursday, February 19, 2026 at approximately 11:08 a.m. Police responded to an attempted suicide call and located an 18-year-old female who attempted suicide by overdosing. Female took a full bottle of antidepressants. She was transported to the hospital, and she does have history of being a patient at Board Region. Next is by 7600 Rocio Drive on 2/20/2026. On Friday, February 20th, 2026 at approximately 9:21 p.m. police responded to an attempted suicide call and located a 14-year-old female who attempted suicide by cutting and overdosing. Female attempted to get pills, but when her family intervened, she reached for scissors. Family held her until police arrived and transported her to a local hospital. She does not have history of being a patient at Board Region. And the last one was by 3400 Near Street. This was on February 21st, 2026 by cutting. On Saturday, February 21st, 2026 at approximately 10:33 p.m. male responded to an attempted suicide call and located a 29-year-old male who attempted suicide by cutting his left arm. Male subject stated he was bleeding a lot and that he was passing out. Male stopped answering questions but was located by father who relayed information to LPD. Male was transported to a local hospital and he did not have history of being a patient at Board Region. This is pretty much the calls throughout the day between January all the way up to January February 2024. These were the 5 calls of the attempted suicide, and this is the heat index map. You can see the area where they're at, the locations and throughout. So you have 2 up in the north, which is District 7, I believe. It's Councilman Tyler King, which brings to mind he was invited for this Friday's rally, so he said yes, I will be there. So we thank him a lot. Then we have those other 2 in the middle, and those were Councilwoman Cigarroa's district, and then you have the one at the bottom, which is Council Member Ricardo Richie Rangel. Any questions?
14-year-old, Melissa Ramirez for the record, I don't know, Director of Guidance and Counseling. Based on the address, I believe this is a UISD student.
Yes, ma'am.
So I just would like to get maybe later on more information as far as what campus they go to, so that we could circle back with the counselors to make sure that we provide services, some type of services, whether check-in, check-out, or some type of services, and provide some help. And just so that everyone knows, this affects the entire family. So we also would like to know, once we find this information out, if there are any other siblings in the family that might be affected, so that we could, let those counselors know as well. And I do wanna thank, Dr. Pasan and Sergeant Avalos, because, this committee has been very beneficial for us, in order to be able to create that outreach to the family members and the students, and the staff, because it affects everyone.
In that same token, we wanna thank, Mrs. Ramirez for inviting us to speak, myself and Dr. Basan, this past Friday. We had the honor to do a little presentation and explain to them what an emergency detention consists of. And again, Mrs. Ramirez, thank you all your staff. They were very welcome, and we appreciate you affording us that opportunity.
And I do want to echo what both of you have said. Also, I want to say that as people get together to discuss and further plan how we can better serve our community, things evolve and new ideas come to play. And one of the things that we all three talked about and agreed upon is to develop a system or a process, for lack of a better word right now, is to, when things like this happen, where we have school-age children, young adults, that we make contact with that school district, that counseling director, so that they can be informed about this event that might impact the family, the other children in the home. And so we agreed that we would be developing that and doing it. So I want to thank Sergeant Avalos and his entire team, and of course, Ms. Ramirez, thank you for always being there. Even though there's times when she has a board meeting at the same time that this committee meets, she's always available whenever I call her, whenever I text her, she's there, because I know how committed she is to the school and the students that she takes care of. Her and her entire counseling team have done phenomenal work, and we're here to support one another, so thank you. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments? Thank you for joining us. You're fine.
I do want to share, we did have a student at one of the high schools that, I'm starting us with communities and schools, and he went, we had just literally picked him up for our program, and he stated to her that in the weekend he had tried to hang himself, but that the rope broke. So he told her that the next day he was gonna try again, because nobody was gonna be home, but he was first gonna call. He was gonna call 288 to see if they could convince him not to do it. I'm sorry. Yeah. 980. And so the site coordinator, spoke to the student. She got the counselor, the LPC at the school, and they were able to contact the parent and transport him. He was hospitalized, and he's back on campus, and he's doing so much better. They see a big difference in him. But they do continue with counseling with him, but the fact that he said he was gonna call 288. 988 to see if they would convince him not to do it. But I think he finally found somebody that listened to him, because he said that nobody listened to him at home. He feels like nobody pays attention to him. So, but just continue with great work.
Thank you, Sandy, and thank you for being here. So as you all can see, we lost 2 lives, and there was other attempts. And how can you report it without not feeling, I guess, guilt? Maybe, I don't even know what to say, but as far as to describe how I'm feeling, the only thing I can say is that let us use this as a momentum platform so that we can continue to do more in any way. And I invite all of you to brainstorm, on ideas as to how can we do more, how can we educate, how can we create awareness in areas or places or within communities, age groups, about the 988 and the fact that there is support or that there is help and that somebody's willing to help you and that it's okay to not be okay. So it's a message that we should not ever get tired of sharing with the people around us, because when you least expect it, the person standing next to you needs to hear that. So I do wanna just honor those people we've lost and the pain that they must have been feeling, and those that attempted, of course. So I invite everybody for a moment of silence in their name. Thank you, everyone.
Dr. Basan, like you said about refocusing, I think we need to try and get more information, more PSAs out there, maybe share them with the school districts, because as I saw, there's a lot of young children that are committing suicide. So whatever we can do to help the school districts, Harmony, the school district, USD, LSD, we need to offer ourselves so that we can get this information out, maybe use social media where, more of the younger people are on, not so much, a PSA on KGNS definitely would help also. That community, Sierra High School did a wonderful PSA last year, and so we did one at Christmas, and we need to keep focusing on that to get the message out there.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. I totally agree, and I wholeheartedly want to congratulate the school districts for the PSAs that they have created. I know there was a big movement during September Suicide Awareness Month, but can we recommit ourselves to do this the year round? And we're here to help. And we have a lot of young people that are part of our coalition, because they're not part of the committee but the coalition, and they can volunteer. For example, Maria is really good with all of that TikTok and videos and stuff. It doesn't have to be a formalized PSA. It can be short message that captures the student's attention. So is it okay if we all recommit to finding ways to continue to promote and create awareness? Because maybe our kids, how many of our kids watch TV, regular TV? No, they stream, right? But how many of our kids are on the phone watching social media or TikTok or doing TikTok themselves? So let us recommit ourselves and be proactive in this. Yes.
I have an idea. I used to be a teacher before I was a doctor, and the high schools especially, they have like computer and media classes, and I wonder if we contact the teachers if they would have the students make a PSA. Because when it comes from the students as an assignment, that gets played in school, that gets more attention from their friends because they recognize the students. It's a good PR for the school itself, and we can use those. Exactly.
Very good idea. Melissa, I know that your school district was very involved in that, right? When y'all did PSA, students were actually the ones that developed the message and recorded themselves.
Yes, and we can continue to work on that through the superintendent's advisory, or because the superintendent's advisory encompasses each high school. And I know right now they're working on different projects. One is bullying and one's mental health, and so perhaps they could infuse mental health, the 988 in there, I just had a couple of thoughts come to mind, Julie. I don't know if I could just share them, and I'm just, talking out loud. I know that you mentioned right now, Sergeant Avalos, that, the different commissioners or the different people that it belongs to in areas, and, the Figueroa, and I just think we need to start from the top and move all the way to the bottom with 988, and perhaps even going to like board meetings and just doing public comments, about 988, and getting all our board members, our superintendents, just everyone involved with the 988 campaign. so.
I think that's a great idea, and for that, we need volunteers to come with us at board meetings, whether it's, for communities in schools, for UISD, LISD, county commissioners, public comments, city of Laredo public comments, wherever we can get a word in about 90 days, I want us to be there, so. It doesn't cost us much but our time, but if me giving up an hour, my time is gonna save lives, sign me up as many times as I need to be there. So that's the attitude that I invite all of you to have. Yes, we all have very demanding jobs. Yes, we all have demanding families and responsibilities, but I think that we're in this community sitting around this table for a reason, and I'm just reminding you, let us all do what we can to create awareness. I think that's an excellent recommendation, and I'm writing that down, and I volunteer to organize us for that presentation or public comments, and we can start creating awareness. Did you have a comment?
No, not at all. Actually, now that you mentioned something about schools, I do apologize. My name is Stephanie. I'm with the Puntos Division here at the health department. Back in high school, I used to do these. I used to act out these plays on drunk driving, and it was intense. And they would get a group of students, and they would show these plays out, and it was something that would really get our attention. And they would put a crashed car right in the middle of the scene, like to really show us how bad this could be. It just got me thinking that maybe something on suicide awareness could be done. Something
You're talking about the Shattered Dreams.
Yes, there it is. I couldn't remember the name.
I like that, and thank you, Stephanie, for bringing that up. Maybe there's something
leaves a mark.
similar to that, or we can develop something similar to that. We don't have to wait for something to be available. We can, with ideas like yours, can develop it ourselves. Laredo has been a first at many things, right? Who says we can't be a first to creating awareness for this? Right? What do y'all think? Mr. Moreno?
I actually support that idea. Within CBP, we think outside the box, especially with the union. And going to your term, we do a lot of things first here that have residual benefit nationwide. And let's keep that momentum.
Yes.
Let's be creative. Let's be Laredo's.
Yes. We have to live up to our own expectations, right?
Yeah.
So thank you all. Any other comments? Pearl?
Yes, Monticello, intern with AHEC. Much on the school train of thought that you had going on when I was in high school, we would do poster boards for the Say No to Alcohol, Don't Do Drugs, and it was an art competition on poster boards. So maybe we can integrate that and make a poster board competition within the schools, advertising 988, and see what the students come up with.
It's a great idea.
I like, all the ideas are great ideas, and I'm writing down names to volunteer you to lead the effort. But you have our support. And I know there's more people that are not around the table that are willing to be part of it. So any other comments, questions, ideas? Everybody good? Okay, thank you. I'm just gonna invite someone to make a motion that we continue to explore creative ways to continue with the awareness campaign throughout our community and to include our youth so that we can get better reception from their peers. Would somebody like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Mr. Rangel, second?
I'll second the motion.
So I have a motion to proceed with this awareness campaign, Think Outside the Box, and seconded by Earl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Thank you so much. City of Laredo, public health report.
Good afternoon, committee. My name is Akhil Montes, I'm the Community Health Administrator here at the Laredo Public Health. And this is this month's updates from the department. We recently strategically aligned the Puntos program, which is a part of the Community Mental Health Division. It consists of currently 3 staff members, and the supervisor is currently in the pipeline of being hired and onboarded. And joining us today is Stephanie, one of our teenagers that recently had 2 weeks, and as well as Mr. Daniel. So I'd like to introduce them to the committee, and I'll go ahead and hand off to Ms. Stephanie to cover the scope of the Juntos Better Health program.
Well, hi, good evening. Like Mr. Montes said, my name is Stephanie. I am a caseworker with the Juntos for Better Health program. We are a community mental health program. We do offer services to those in underserved communities such as Laredo, especially those, we do believe that mental health should be not just a luxury. So which is why we offer the free services. They are voluntary and they are for 18 years and up only. Here we did write down a few things that our program does do. So, you know, we expand our services. We do try our best to screen directly to underserved communities. We do connect programs for our clients to their community resources, the support that they need. What we do offer for the youth is we do health education. So yesterday I was just at the libraries, I go to schools. We do offer just a broad scope of health. So it could be anything from unhealthy relationships, how to identify like a toxic relationship, to self-care, to 988. We have done presentations at TMU, at LC as well. We do offer counseling services, telepsych services through web, and then community outreach, and we do screenings and referrals as well. We do have a traveling area where we do travel to, we do on-site screenings, such as to the Jarvis the Jarvis Plaza is one of our bigger ones, because that's where we do see a lot of our clients as well. We do promote mental health awareness. We try to reduce the stigma through mental health through community engagement. I apologize. And yeah, we do support our adults. We do everything that we try to. And aside from just counseling, we do a holistic approach. So aromatherapy is something that we brought into our clients. We do offer things such as like teas, music therapy, art therapy is something that we offer for our clients as well. And those art therapies and music therapies are open up to the general public. And we have seen a huge, I want to say, positive outcome on these support classes or activities that we offer. People that were once scared of coloring are now bringing us these amazing drawings, and they tell us that it's something that they just didn't know back then, that it was something that they enjoyed. Or maybe at the time they don't like, you know, I have a case where this person does not like coming out of their house. And I remember when this person first started coming with us, the only 2 colors that this person would touch was red and brown. And now this person's bringing me all different colors of the rainbow, so many new different types of, I didn't even know that there was different types of like drawings, like Centelli, and like there's this, and there's watercolors, and there's just acrylic paints, and there's other types. So they're really opening up to other people. They're comfortable with coming into the health department. So that's the one thing that I'm very happy for, that we created this very safe space for them, because so much of stepping outside of the house is real hard for them. So for them to be able to drive all the way from their home to here is a huge milestone. So before I continue, I am gonna ask if you all would want to get one. This is just a quick, oh my goodness, what are they called? Brochure. I apologize. I was thinking about it in Spanish. Look where it's.
You can say it in Spanish.
Because it's this is just some brochures, and then we do have some magnets and some stickers that we provide to our clients, and for you all to be able to see. You can just press. Yeah, just press. And then, so this is Reasons to Stay. This is actually new to us as well. It's a web-based emotional support website. So what it is, it's you log in, or you go into the website, which is reasonstostay.co.uk, and you log into the program. Once you do that, it'll shoot you a letter. This letter is written by somebody anonymous. It could be me, it could be you, it could be anybody. You go in, you type a letter, and it's for somebody who is looking for kind words. You know, sometimes all we really need is somebody to tell us, hey, it's going to be okay. So that's basically what this is. I don't know if the video played, did it play, Mr. Montes,
Yes,
by any chance? Oh, okay. So just to give you a quick, view on how this is, so you log in, right as soon as that happens, that letter comes out. This is anonymous, well, it's just randomly picked, and so you get to read the letter. If you liked it, you get to choose, read another letter, and then it does give you a little quick feedback. Did it help you? Did it not? Or just you don't have to give that feedback. You press skip, and another letter pops out. Us ourselves, we can write a letter and we could send it out, and then it'll get viewed through some professionals that are reviewing these letters. If they give it the okay, then it goes into the website and we're able to view it. Dr. Chamberlain, when he first saw this, he got real proactive and wrote his own letter. And he sent it out, and he wanted us to be one to read it as well. So if you all would like, you all are more than welcome to read the letter. And so it's actually a really wonderful concept. And one thing that Juntos does do is digital is great, but we actually provide a physical letter from our part as well. So I'm gonna pass this out. This is one of our mental health boxes. If you could go to the next one, please, I apologize. So yes, these are our mental health boxes. What we have in here is a pledge to stay alive. We have a letter that one of us as caseworkers have written out, and we put it in here. We also have 52 reasons to live cards. So it's kind of like a deck of cards, right? When you open it, and it kind of gives you just little things that we take for granted, right? So here it says the tenderness of a kiss, the projects and goals I still have to achieve. So little things that we kind of forget, but that they are important and they are reasons to keep going. Hey, I have a due date and I need to make sure it gets done. And yeah, so if you all are more than welcome to look through this. We also have our positive pickle cards. We call them positive pickles to kind of give it a little more upbringing, but it's more stress management tools. You get to look through them. Tells you drink a cup of cold water, go outside, get some fresh air. Just a few helpful tools that we give our clients and to the people on just little things to keep on going, and like just to let them know that there is a reason for tomorrow. Whether it be small or big, as long as there's a reason, that's all we really want them to know. So like I said, I will be passing this on to look through it. But yeah, any questions, anything on those? Yes, ma'am.
That letter Dr. Chamberlain read, even with glasses, I couldn't read it. I probably needed to move it.
Oh, the letter, I do apologize.
Oh, you took a picture of the letter? Yeah, can you put it, yeah, I'd like to take a picture.
Yes,
Can we
of
get a
course.
copy of that?
Yes. I don't know if there's a way we could email that section of
When you
this.
send me the PowerPoint, I can share it with you.
Sure.
I just got an idea, that's why I would like
Yes.
something for, like, this to be sent out by the superintendent to all the
Yes,
students.
yes.
Oh, yes.
That would be amazing.
And that's another idea that just flourished, so we can get
Yeah.
LISD, communities and schools, Harmony, everyone. So, thank you so much.
Oh, I will give a quick disclaimer on the website actually. So this website is from the UK, so the resources that they provide are not for us, unfortunately. So we do provide our own resources in our boxes and things like that, but this is just kind words that we get to see, hear, read. So that's that. I would say that would be our only disclaimer on that website, but it is still a really neat website to show our clients.
Thank you so much. I have,
And I just want to say thank you to Juntos, because you gave me one of these boxes for a friend of mine who lost their significant other,
I do
and they said it was very helpful.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
My question to you is, you said you provide counseling services? So how does one go about getting counseling services?
So when they receive counseling services from us, it is completely free. It is all on a voluntary basis, and it has to be that they just register with the clinic. As long as they register with the clinic, the monetary doesn't really matter, like how much they make, their income. It just, as long as they're signed in. Monday through Friday, yes, so it has to be Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. That is maybe the downside on things, because I have received people telling me like, hey, I could do it, you know, on Saturdays. And it's like, fortunately, we don't offer services on
Well, I
Saturdays.
guess something is better than nothing, right?
But
We just
a
need to
lot of
make
people
sure that
do
we
need to
have
do
you on the mental health resources. I don't know if we have you or not, but we'll check with you
Okay.
to add you to that, because some people, I mean, there's not enough services to go around, so we wanna make sure that who those is there.
Okay.
Thank
Sounds
you.
great. Yes.
You mentioned that you do holistic approaches. Is that the only approach you take, or is there a way to get medications to them or other necessity, other treatments?
So we do offer telepsychiatry.
Okay.
So that's through telehealth, right? So it's through webcam. And we have one of the residents, I believe they're stationed in San Antonio. For one of the residents of a doctor, he sees our clients, and that's how they receive the medication, or diagnosis for anything. But that's another approach we do take.
Okay, so I know with antidepressants, a lot of levels change like blood levels, sugar levels, and liver enzymes and everything. Is the health department taking care of that too?
We have them run labs before. We have them do a drug test before as well. And if they come out positive for anything, then that's when we run it with the doctor. We let them know what it is that they are positive on. And then that's when the doctor lets them know, like, well, unfortunately, because you're on this medication or you're doing, you know, said thing, we can't provide you with this, or we're gonna have to go at a lower dosage. Let's try to drop back on this, and then we'll hire you up on this. So it is something that we do monitor. If they do come out positive, then we retest them again. The labs, I believe it's every 3 to 6 months that we have them. We check their blood levels on as well.
And
So-
do these doctors tend to stay away from like the main pills, like the Xanax, the Zoloft? Do they do like the lower class medications?
Yes.
Okay.
So they do give, like, are you talking about like generic brand?
Yes.
Or, yes, so they do offer the generic brand. And then they also, I've had clients come in here because they're seeking medications, right? And it could be like, oh, I just know that this one is the only one that does it for me. But it could be like, you've been on that medication for 20 years. We might, you might be experiencing symptoms of addiction. So we try to give them like a lower medication. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, just because they're already so used to that other medication. So we do try to keep up with them when it comes to like the clinical area.
Okay, thank you.
And I think each case is different, so it depends on the doctors, but there is consultation with a medical provider.
Yes, of course,
So-
and then they do need to be referred by the medical doctor first. So they first need to be seen by the medical doctor before we have them see the psychiatrist.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for answering all those questions. Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments for her?
How can we get a box? I have to
So-
register? I'll be a
Yes.
client.
You wanna be a client?
I'd like it.
We do, they are very well given out, so we do have, I don't wanna say a limited number, but it's something that we do give out to our clients, so.
Okay.
But I could speak with, I guess our future supervisor to see how it is that we can probably do it.
Should they take
They
that
are
box?
in our recs and in our libraries, we have put them out there, because if you really look at the box, it's like, oh, grab what you need, right? Of course, we give these to our clients, but we have put them out in the recs, we have put them out in the libraries for people in the general public. If it is that they need a box, or if they need something from that box, they could just grab and get it.
Any other questions or comments, Mr. Montes?
Yes, thank you, Stephanie. So that, we just want to bring it to the attention of the committee that the resource has been at Laredo Public Health, and it's now taking front and center for community, and it'll be in our division, of community health division. Moving along, Danny?
Yeah, just real quick, this is,
Screen.
pictures of I think the most recent Rally Hope with, Laredo Public Health in collaboration with, Mental PD. This is what, I know these pictures were taken in South, I know there's a lot of, higher, suicides happening in the south, so this is the pictures from the most recent one, just spreading the word, doing the best we can, spread the word 988.
Thank you, Dan. Moving along, just a reflection of last year's calls. We had the spike at the end of the year in October, and we recently got the January's calls. We had 142 routed and 108 answered. This is a reflection of 98 call data that we're getting from Integral Care, which is a call center of which the Laredo phone calls are routed to that call center. And we had an 82% increase from January of last year to this year, and a 74% of routed calls, right? And just a friendly reminder, that doesn't mean that they don't get answered. They get transferred. They have a volume of calls, and they get transferred to another call center. And 108 answered calls, which is a 74% increase. So that means that directly means that there's the awareness is working. People are calling more on the 98 phone number. So great job, everybody, in promoting 98. And this is our last update. This is in regards to the website domain. We were exploring. We took a bit because we do have some a lot of work in our pipeline, right? In ISD, we have some feedback that we were waiting for. At this moment, we found out that we don't have to rely on a third-party domain seller, like for example, like GoDaddy or another reseller. So the website can be hosted with the city. And just in short, just to make it simple, our current URL reads like this at the bottom. So when we want to promote the website, we would have to give that entire URL, right? Which makes it cumbersome, right, to do promotional materials, etc., and maintain that consistent messaging, right? So in short, we're able to propose option A or B. Now this is being mindful because there are other committees, right, in the city, and we need to generate a similar naming convention. So if other committees in the future onboard, this is a similar naming structure. But at this moment, we're pioneering on this easy URL as it relates to committees, right? Go ahead, sir.
So I was wondering, you mentioned the word awareness. I thought when I joined the committee, it was called Suicide Prevention Awareness Committee. But everything I see here is just a suicide prevention committee. So I just, I wanted to propose changing it to SPAC.
Okay.
Or SPAC committee, if that's what the city wants to decide, that everybody should put committee spelled out, but that seems kind of long.
Sure.
Yeah. So I just wanted to see if we can get the A in there and if that would pass.
Most definitely. Yes, that can be done.
Thank you.
At that moment, I'm not sure with the internal protocol, but if we're clear to proceed,
Yes.
we can go ahead and launch option A with SPAC and start rolling with that.
Yes.
So we're clear to proceed?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so let's make a motion.
I make a motion that we accept this web link with SPAC addition, and I'll make that motion.
Correction on that, Mr. Rangel, technically it is SPC.
So is,
The awareness is
what
added,
happened?
but succeedingly the city council,
Chose the
chose
SPC?
to put
Okay.
SPC.
If it's not
suicide prevention
SPC
committee.
awareness, then that's fine. So we
And
can
another
do
thing
that.
is for this, website to be, supervised, it has to be supervised and monitored by the city. So anything that we put on, we would have to go ahead and submit it to the city so they could go ahead and monitor it,
Okay.
and take care of it.
So Angel, have you submitted this to the
Yes,
city?
so I've checked with IST, and on the back end, it's pointing to the URL that's on that QR code.
Okay.
So we already have
That was the first thing that was submitted.
a section, yes. So right now, our current workflow is that we propose the changes or edits to the website to our public information officer, Mr. Jaime Perez. We submit those revisions via email, and he subsequently vets the content and uploads into the website. So the only thing that changes with this decision is that I would go ahead and let IST know, and our city secretary's office that we're clear, which oversees the website,
For option
like
A?
development, yes, it's for option A.
Okay.
So just to.
So make a
check,
motion to
it would be
accept option A.
SGC.
Okay, so you wanna withdraw your motion from
I'll
earlier?
withdraw the first one and I'll make a
Okay,
new
I'll make
motion
the
to
motion.
accept option A.
Okay, second?
Second by Sergio Moreno, keep as read.
Mr. Moreno? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. The motion carries. Thank you, Mr. Montes, for all of your help with this and support. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Earl, for your clarification. I think it's important that we're all on the same
Thank you.
page. Any other questions or comments on this item?
On the website, we need to update the information, so when we get a chance, we'll look at what we have posted and we'll update it.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the loss team. And Rosina was supposed to join us, I think something came up. But the loss team is in place, and that is something that has been, established, and we have organized the protocol, and we followed what's already in existence in other parts of the state. And Rosina and I are the point of contact. We will be having a press conference to announce this, and this is under the umbrella of the Area Health Education Center. I just wanna be clear about that, because, that's how Rosina and I agreed that we would do it. We have met a couple of times, and so the next meeting, everybody will be invited, and then we will have, an announcement. But, when Sergeant Avalos contacted me a couple of weeks ago about the couple of incidences that occurred, we put this into action. We were ready, we were on standby, and it's available to anyone that loses someone to suicide. The loss team is available to come and be present and support the families or the loved ones. So that's my report on that. Be looking forward to that email on the upcoming meeting. Questions on that so far?
I have a question,
Yes.
just to actually be clarified. So in this loss, team, we do have a mental health professional in the team,
We have several.
and we also have a suicide loss survivor also in the team, correct?
Yes, sir.
Alright, just to make sure, because we don't want anything to happen or anything could be misleading and then we all get sued for something.
We can't be sued. We're following the protocol of the state. When we were trained, we all received the information, but I'm glad that you're bringing that up. We have a suicide survivor, several mental health professionals, and we're gonna follow the process accordingly. The most important thing that we have to remember is that we're all volunteers. We're not there to provide counseling, we're there to provide support to the families in whatever way that is, whether to refer them to a counseling center, refer them to whatever it is that they need. So thank you for that. So I do wanna clarify the purpose of the loss team. But that's an excellent question. Thank you so much for that. Any other comments or questions? Okay, the next item is the 98 You're Not Alone Awareness Campaign. And I do wanna recognize the efforts of the public health as well as the mental health unit for doing the rally in the south. You just showed pictures, so thank you for that. I know we had some leaders out there with us, council members, and the chief of police was there, and so many people, and I was so happy to see that. Dr. Chamberlain, of course, who's always joined us whenever his time allows him to do that. There will be another rally this coming Friday at the corner of McPherson and Delmar, and I would like to invite all of you. You don't have to be there the entire time. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever you have can make a difference. We provide signs for those that don't have signs. The idea is to come out, show the community that we really believe in this movement. The last time that we had a rally, there at this corner, when we got back to the office, there was, I think I shared it with you, Sergeant, that somebody had called, left a message. They didn't leave any identifying information. They just said, thank you. They said, I don't know if it was you guys that were out there at this corner, but I drove by and the message really hit me. Thank you for reminding me that I'm not alone. So things like that tell you that 10 minutes of your time, 5 minutes of your time can make a difference in somebody's life. So mark your calendar for this coming Friday. Time? 11:30 to 12, and we should be there by 11:15.
Delmar McPherson.
Yes.
Is there any thoughts about having other places, like some of the parks having more 988 awareness events to try and get the word out?
Yes, yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, because one of the things that I would like for us to do is to recommit ourselves to this message. This message has created other awareness, other things that have been developed. 3 years ago, when we unveiled the message, Melissa, you were one of the members that was there in the coalition, because the group was a coalition and then it became a committee. We met at the Jovita Dark Park, and we had more people than what we anticipated. And I think it's time for all the community to come together. Whoever wants to join us, it's an open invitation to come together, meet specifically for that. We're here to recommit ourselves to the message, to the community, to create an awareness to help save lives. And that's one of the things that I wanted to propose. I know the whole movement, that particular day in 2023 was organized by the Area Health Education Center, because again, there's no funding for this. Whatever we're doing is with zero money. And so I'm very happy to announce that our board of directors is very generous with this initiative, because they see the impact it has. So I would like to propose for us to recommit ourselves and maybe get together on May is Mental Health Awareness Month. That'll give us enough time to plan and organize. But the first time that we met, people were there, people were calling to see if we were gonna set up exhibits or tables with information, and we said, bring whatever you think will help get the message across. I know Stan was there, some Pillar, the districts, the first Wednesday in May.
Okay.
At 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is good because it's not too hot in the day, right? And even though the Jovita Dark Park has the covered basketball courts, that's where we met. It'll give us plenty of time to plan. What do y'all think about that?
I think it's
Sounds
great.
good.
Yeah.
Another thing that you could do here when you're doing the rallies is, whoever is tech savvy with their phone, you could, create PSAs on this and add it like around TikToks, Snapchat, or even on Instagram. And that will grab the attention of the community as they're seeing, and whoever's getting interviewed will see the powerful statement from this.
It's a very good idea.
One thing we did take away for UISD was we ordered those 988 signs for our LPCs at the high schools. And then the students during lunch, they were walking around promoting it. And then the counselors at release time, they were outside while the parents were picking them up, and they were parading around. So when I just got another idea, which is great to come to these meetings, and I'm sorry I miss so much, but I know May is Mental Health Awareness Month, but we're gonna start doing this in March, April, May, like during lunchtime, maybe once a week or something, and out in the parking area when the parents are picking them up.
The other thing we did following that unveiling here, one of our angel donors donated banners for all the high schools and middle schools. And when the school districts came by, they picked up enough for their schools and they displayed them on their fence wherever they could. And so that's the kind of impact, the kind of support that we need from the community. It doesn't cost too much to do a little thing like that, but it goes a long way. So May the 6th at 10 o'clock, we'll be in Dark Park. And if anybody has any questions, you can contact your Health Education Center. Maria is ready to help you with this smile. Any other comments or questions on this? The 988 shirts, I know somebody asked, the Area Health Education Center has them, and they are $10. That's what we paid for. We're not making a profit. All we want is to recoup the money so we can place another order. And then we've got a CAP. We've got the quotes, so we're waiting for our CAP angel to come forward and give us a check. And we'll order plenty of caps for everybody to have. a chart advertising also. The 90-day has been on the digital boards since we first unveiled it in 2023. If you go by any IBC bank or Gotham Bank and they have a digital board, if you wait long enough, you'll see the message. That's the kind of support that the community gives us. So again, let's be creative, think outside the box. What else can we do? Because they're ready to help us. Creating a PSA through the schools, that's great. Reaching out to KGMS to produce one for us that they can put their logo. People can take credit for whatever it is, as long as the message is out there. Yes?
I want to thank Dr. Basan for writing a wonderful article with the young lady here from the last meeting in the Sunday Laredo Morning Times. It was very well written and very informative, and that young lady who usually comes to the meeting.
She's out ill today.
Oh, she's sick, okay.
Thank you, Mr. Rangel. And so again, it's about creating awareness, right?
And also, one more thing. Congratulations on being awarded Presidential Excellence Award from University of Texas Health in San Antonio.
Oh, thank you.
President's Excellence Awards.
Thank you so much. I was so humbled by that I was not expecting. It is, the statue was recognized from the entire UP Health system. And I was.
For staff individual excellence. So thanks for all AHEP does and you do.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Anybody has any announcements?
Dr. Basan, Secretary Moreno. Just a little backstory. I want to thank the Sergeant. Some of the local issues that him and his excellent team respond to that affect some of our government employees. We bonded so much because of this organization that he's got me on speed dial and I got him, and unfortunately it's usually related to a critical incident. But this is the example, going to Dr. Basan's statement, let's be unique. We are unique this way. I did a survey, an informal survey with other chapters around the country. Nobody has this relationship with the local authorities, and especially nonprofit. So Dr. Basan, this organization, Sarge, thank you so much. Kevin, on this, earlier this week, Dr. Basan sent me the text, which I love the fact that she sends me some spontaneous texts to see how we're doing when I need them the most. That's Dr. Basan. Being a federal employee is not easy nowadays. Anyways, I know last month I mentioned that we were working on a big program to be brought into Laredo. It is called the CBP Family Care Program. Initially, they asked us to host it at our building, which is your building, and we need some training. It grew by leaps and bounds, and they shifted it to the same Serena. Everything was a go. I got permission to invite you guys outside to have CBP allow outside entities to participate is unheard of. Again, going back to the meetings, right? And at 8:27 this morning, because of the government shutdown, they got postponed. But that doesn't stop me from making my printouts. All right? Why? Because I contacted directly with Walford and I said, can I share it and can I put this particular team on hot standby so that you can consider them to be the first whenever this comes back again? So I'm passing this. I'm asking you to consider going to this event. First time in Laredo, the uniqueness. You might even have the commissioner of CBP come and talk to us about wellness and how he supports employee care. I would ask you that when you fill out the information in your particular organization, somehow be creative in how your organization will bring a benefit to the CBP employee and his or her family. And pretty much you're guaranteed. All right? We're going to have things, boats, dogs, choppers, canines, drones, and then us. Okay? So I'll pass this along. It has a date, but scratch it because it just got canceled.
To be announced.
To be announced, but please send your application to you. You could be the first ones because they already told the other programs, stand by, but I'm moving back for some of us, all of us. And do
We'll
this.
be there. Thank you so much. Thank you for carrying our flag wherever you go, Mr. Moreno, because I know you go all over the place.
I try to, every time I travel out, I take my shirt with me. And man, I'm about to have a couples communication course for both employees. I would love to borrow one of those boxes so I can then maybe duplicate do it in Laredo, borrow without permission, you know, and make it something, tangible and that's more in line to a law enforcement, first responder family.
Most definitely, yeah.
Thank you. And one of them is, I can guarantee you, I'm gonna get gun locks in those boxes.
Sure.
Because we have access to weapons, and guess what? And that, we just lost one 57-year-old man last night. Self-inflicted suicide. Out of the, Tucson sector. First one of the year, and for the year of 25.
Thank you so much, Mr. Moreno.
Yes,
Any questions
always.
for Mr. Moreno? And I want you to know that I'm very grateful for Mr. Moreno, Sergeant Avalos for being present, and all of you, but they really go above and beyond, and I can't thank them enough. And I say this because I've seen them in action. I know that they go beyond the call of duty, and they don't get acknowledged for that. I know that people say, no, they're getting paid. People get paid to do a job from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. You've heard it from her, right? These men and women who go above and beyond 24/7, 365 days a year. So thank you so much, both of you, and your teams. There was something that I wanted to say. What else did I say, Mr. President?
So we talked about the park, well, the May, 1st.
Oh, yes, I want to invite everyone to Friday, May the 1st, is the mental health, the 19th annual mental health and substance abuse awareness symposium that we are doing within the Area Health Education Center. This is our 19th year. It is at no cost to everyone. There's a small fee if you need continuing education credits for renewal of your license as a mental health professional. It will be at the IDC Jackman location, what they call the annex, from 8:30 to 5 o'clock. I'll be sending the flyer to all of you register. You'll have breakfast, lunch, and all of the materials and handouts. Earl, I think you've been to that a couple of times, right? So please, please, it's something amazing. You learn from the experts, and that's what this event, it's about education and awareness. Thank you for the reminder, Mr. Rankin. Anything else?
West Care will be having their DEA National RX Cake Back on April 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at our office at 2110 Lomas del Sur. So if you know of anyone that has any expired medication or anything that they're trying to get rid of, they can go ahead and drop it off at our location. Technically, we receive it any time of the year or day, but that day we're gonna make it a big, and then we're probably gonna send an invite with to see if anybody wants to set up a booth on that day. It's gonna be a Saturday.
Earl, thank you for that, Mark. If you have a flyer or anything like that, so
Yes,
that
we
we
do.
can push it, I can have our PIOs also push it out on the Laredo Police Department, Facebook page as well.
Yes, Yvette will send it to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
And the same goes for us.
Yes,
So
we
we
will.
can share it with everybody. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Any other announcements? I think we did great, a lot of homework for all of us. I do encourage you to be creative, think outside the box, network, talk about it at lunch, what other things can we do? With that being said, would someone like to motion to adjourn?
I'd like to place a motion to adjourn the meeting for today.
Mr. Moreno, second?
I'll second the motion.
For the second here.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, it is 6:43, the meeting has been adjourned. Thank you, everyone, be safe going home.